So guys, the president of Tanzania, Samia Hassan, has made an announcement. So she decided to ban foreigners from owning small businesses such as saloons, supermarket, tuck shop, growing of crop. As long as it's a small business, it's not a multi-million rand company, then you are not allowed to own it as a foreigner. So the foreigners currently that are owning tuck shops in Tanzania.
Guys, welcome back to my channel, Yano Show. KE. Hope you're good, hope you're fine. So I just want to appreciate my subscribers. So back to back, I want to go to Tanzania, whereby we've seen that the president of Tanzania has banned foreigners from accessing or having small businesses, small business like hair, saloon, restaurant, and he has signed this document into law. And some Kenyans and some citizens or some people in Africa are not happy with the move of Samia Suluhu's government banning foreigners from accessing or from having those small businesses in Tanzania. So here are some of the reaction of citizens, Kenyans, and other people from Africa reacting on this story of Tanzania banning foreigners from having businesses, small business entities there in Tanzania. So guys, I don't know what is taking. This is just the move of Tanzania government to uplift common citizens there in Tanzania, or what is your view on this story? So don't go anywhere. Just subscribe, like, comment, and share.
So apparently, the government of Tanzania has officially banned foreigners from running small businesses in Tanzania, like hair salons and restaurants. And some people are not having it. Some people are calling it a political stunt. Some people are saying that it's political move by the Tanzanian government to impress the people of Tanzania, because lately Tanzanians are not happy with the government of Tanzania because of how the government of Tanzania is handling opposition in Tanzania. So the government is trying to, buy some Tanzanians over to their side by introducing this bill. But let's get one thing straight, okay? There's nothing wrong for a leader to put the interests of his or her people first. All right? Although some people are saying that this will lead to xenophobic discrimination and there will be a retaliation from other countries, and some are saying that it is violation under human rights trade agreements. But like I said earlier, there's nothing wrong for a leader to put the interests of his or her people first. All right, look at China. China is recognized as the second largest economy on earth today because of the fact that the Chinese government puts the interests of the Chinese people first. As of 2019 to 2023, thereabout, the Chinese government invested $240 billion in local production. All right, they supported local manufacturers in China, which is why every manufacturer in China today benefit from government loan. So the government of China invests heavily on local manufacturers. Matter of fact, from 2020 down the hill, 80% of iPhone were manufactured in China, even till 2023. Unfortunately, from 2023 to 2025, iPhone moved some of their production from China to India because local brand like Xiaomi, Redmi, Tecno, Infinix, they were seen as a threat to iPhone sales in China and beyond. So the Chinese don't play when it comes to supporting their local industries, their local manufacturers. Matter of fact, in China today, there is loan forgiveness. That for you as a manufacturer, if you are giving loan today to manufacture something, and tomorrow you are unable to pay that loan, the government of China will forgive you. That is how deep the Chinese government supports their local industries. So why are we attacking Tanzanians or attacking the Tanzanian government? Or should the Tanzanian government allow foreigners to come into Tanzania, take over their salons, take over their restaurants? What do you expect average Tanzanians to be doing? Complaining on social media. Is that what you want them to do? And this is the problem we have in Africa. If 80% of African countries can follow this step, invest in our manufacturers, in our own local manufacturers. Let's invest heavily in our own production. Let's support our local manufacturers, our local industries, our local entrepreneurs. Let's support them. Let's back them up. Let the government of every African country back up every local entrepreneur, every local industry, every local manufacturer. And in the next 20 years, Africa will be the biggest exporter of different products on earth. We cannot continue to be spoon-fed by foreigners. Yes, this may sound like protectionism, but it is the only way forward. Protectionism is the only way for Africans to become self-sufficient. We cannot continue to allow the West manipulate us to think that protectionism is a crime. Meanwhile, what you call tariff today is another protectionism. The Chinese government practice protectionism. The US government is also following the footsteps of Chinese now, which is why Donald Trump, the president of the United States, is heavy on tariff. He's doing everything possible to protect and boost local production in US. He's even enforcing some manufacturers in US that are manufacturing their product outside US to come back home. You call it protectionism, but that is the way forward. For any country on earth today to become self-sufficient, that is the only thing that will help. If every African country can practice protectionism, it will help. When you practice protectionism, you boost local production, you boost local manufacturers, you help local manufacturers to become sufficient. And your country will also become sufficient. Your economy will become sufficient. But if we continue to depend on foreigners, we will never be sufficient and we will continue to be spoon-fed by foreigners. So in all, allow Tanzania government to do what is right for the people of Tanzania. Every leader in every African country should put the interests of the people first before the interest of the imperialist masters. All right? So we should not be castigating or condemning a leader who decides to put the interests of his or her people first. It doesn't make sense.
What is happening in Tanzania right now has the whole region talking. The government has officially banned foreigners from running small businesses like salon, retail shops, restaurant, mobile money kiosks, and even phone repair services. And this is a part of government notice number 48487A, and this was released on 28 July 2025. It is called Business Licensing Activities for Non-Citizens Order 2025. Under this new rule, foreigners are no longer allowed to operate in 15 sectors, all classified as reserved for Tanzanians. And this includes saloon, unless the saloon is in a hotel, food vending, parcel delivery, crop buying, real estate brokerage, and even small-scale entertainment services. And this isn't just a warning. If a foreigner is caught violating this ban, they could face a fine of 10 million Tanzania shillings, up to 6 months in prison, or even have their visa or resident permit cancelled. Even Tanzania citizens who help foreigners break this law could be fined or jailed. Now, here is where it gets deeper. This ban directly affects thousands of East African nationals from Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, South Sudan, and beyond, many of whom actually moved to Tanzania under the East African Community Free Movement Agreement. Critics are calling the movement a violation of the EAC Common Market Protocol, which allows citizens to live and work freely across member states. But supporters of the ban say it's about protecting Tanzania's livelihood, empowering local traders, and reclaiming economic space from foreign domination. So the big question now is this economic justice or regional backlash in the making? Let me know what you think in the comment section, and also do let me know where you are watching this from.
So guys, the president of Tanzania, Samia Hassan, has made an announcement. So she decided to ban foreigners from owning small businesses such as saloons, supermarket, tuck shop, growing of crop. As long as it's a small business, it's not a multi-million rand company, then you are not allowed to own it as a foreigner. So the foreigners currently that are owning tuck shops in Tanzania, as soon as the license expired, then they won't renew it. So the president said she is looking out for the people of Tanzania. They must be the one to run this market of selling, of exchanging of goods. So the multi-million rand companies, if you are gonna employ people from Tanzania and your company can at least reduce unemployment, then you can own it as a foreigner. But the small businesses such as tuck shop, taverns and stuff, they are not supposed to be owned by people who are not from Tanzania.
Today on Africa in Business, one of the really big stories that we're focusing on are developments coming out of Tanzania. Now, in an effort to safeguard employment for the locals, the Tanzanian government has instituted a ban on 15 micro enterprises. This includes retail, mobile money services, tour guiding locally, all to ensure that these sectors are ring-fenced and non-citizens are not able to trade in these particular industries. Now, I wonder what you think about this. You will remember that this has been a long-standing debate in South Africa. Are there particular sectors that need to be ring-fenced specifically for the locals? What impact is this going to have on the Tanzanian economy, and what impact would this have on the South African economy and the incredibly high rate of unemployment?
There's a directive by the Tanzanian government aimed at safeguarding opportunities for local entrepreneurs and imposing hefty fines and potential imprisonment for violators. Now, what they're saying is there's about 15 businesses, foreigners, including Kenyans, that are now banned from operations in Tanzania.
What a mean thing to do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So these are, of course, number one, the business of sale of goods in retail stores and total trade, excluding superstores, specialized product outlets and wholesale centers for local producers, mobile money transfers, repair of mobile phones, saloons, unless the business is conducted in a hotel, a tourism area for tourism purposes. Another one is home, office and environmental cleanings, mobile food vendors. There's also postal services and parcel delivery within the country, tour guiding within the country, repair and maintenance of radio and television, operation of motorcade, car hire services, brokerage of motor vehicles and real estate, operation of an advertising agency, on-farm crop purchasing operations, provision of entertainment and gaming machines, devices, except within casinos, and then ownership and operations of micro and small industries. What do you think, Naila?
I feel like Tanzania has worked really hard not to be a good neighbor.
Yeah?
They have worked really hard because this is not the first time. I mean, they're making it official.
Yeah.
But do you know, I understand if your work permits ends today, the cops will be at your door that same morning.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you.
No jokes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised. They're making it formal. Undercover, they hate us. They're bringing it into the open. Like, you know what,
they're saying it's
Kenyans?
not just a Kenya. They're not targeting Kenya.
Come on. We know.
Really know?
Yes. You try to do business in Tanzania with Tanzanians and you will understand what I mean.
Naila, have you ever heard of how Kenyans usually don't like the way there's I'm not going to call out certain countries, but they just don't like how there's too many foreigners in Kenya, doing their biashara over here. Paka people like, say Kwanzaa, they don't even have papers, they're here illegally, the population is already too much, and then now we have foreigners, making it difficult for us to even now transact, These are issues that I'm sure Tanzanian nationals are also, trying to address. They're just saying, why would you guys want to come over here and take over the MSMEs sector? And we don't even have space now to conduct our own biashara. It's exactly what also Trump was trying to address in America during his first term. That whole America First policy, right? The people who generally feel like foreigners are running their affairs too much, man. Like I empathize. You know what I mean? Yeah? Unless you're doing macro, biashara. But these ones, this small, these guys are like, they're all over. Maybe those are some of the things that, normal Tanzanians are, not so happy about.
But if they're not waking up to do the business, who's going to do it?
Yeah.
Somebody else will come and take the spot. Nobody is stopping them. My view is this. I think obviously there has to be a regulation where you are also protecting the welfare of the nationalities in the country. And that is why, even for Kenya, there are certain jobs that you cannot have if you don't have a work permit. my view is the East African community, where is that being a big issue? Because I feel like we are a big family, and if I don't need a visa to go to Tanzania or Uganda, I can do business in any of these countries. They're welcome to do business in Kenya, they or Uganda. Where are they? Particularly East Africans.
Yeah, they
That's
really
my
slowed
view.
down this whole.
That's my view,
Yeah.
and
I
I'm
agree.
concerned. I'm concerned because it's going to bring a lot of hostility
Towards
amongst
Tanzanians.
yes, Tanzania and East Africans, because we're the same people.
Yeah,
so I don't
like
know
what
why
you-
they yeah.
Yeah, I like what you're saying. The slow down the cohesion of the East African community. Tanzanians are very skeptical about other people. You know, it's one thing that they've been doing for the longest time ever. They just feel off about foreigners engaging with them. I don't know, man. Maybe it's just, it's. I mean, they have a right to do whatever they want, isn't it?
They don't have a right to do what they want to do
Yeah.
because they cannot isolate themselves from a whole community
Yeah.
around them.
But
They
they've been
still
doing
need
it.
us.
They've been doing it for ages.
No, they still need us. Believe you me, they still need us.
Yeah.
Yes, and we need them.
Yeah.
I don't know why this hostility is coming from, because
But let me tell you, Tanzania is not a unique example. Worldwide, the countries that are just not feeling foreigners, immigrants, you know, people going there to do biashara, even in Europe. Yeah, so this is nothing new. Yeah, this whole nationalistic principles are becoming very rife, especially in this Trump era, where people are just off. Even in Kenya, low key. Low key, when you get into certain quarters, you hear them talking. Kenyans are talking about certain people over here.
I want to congratulate Excellency Madam Samia Suluhu for banning foreigners on doing local jobs. We want also Kenya to do the same, because hizi kazi za kawaida, let's say securities, nannies, hivers, cleaners, how can I call these other shamba boys. Most of Kenyans wanahaya watu wanatoka nje. Most of watu wanatoka nje, they come in Kenya and get in these local jobs like selling clothes in Gikomba. So Kenya should take same steps that Tanzania have already implemented. No foreigners is allowed to work in any country without being mandated or authorized by the government. He or she should pay a certain amount to get a permit to operate in any country. Si wanaenda, unakuja, unaingia, unafanya vitu unataka. Like we see many of foreigners acting such a way in Kenya. We want change. Tanzania imeshaonesha change yao. Na msiseme tu ni Kenya. Tanzania imeban country zote. Hakuna foreigner anaweza fanya kazi Tanzania, kazi za kawaida. Kazi za kawaida ni za wana Tanzania wajiendeleshe kimaisha. Na kama foreigner anakuja anajiandikisha ndo anaanza kufanya kazi na analipia certain amount, either 1 million kuenda juu, ndo aanze kufanya hiyo kazi hapo. Akuwe na inaitwaje, kibali.
They are part of a common market called the East African Community, which, by the way, I saw the Secretary General Veronica Nduva speaking about this as well, the PS in the EAC, Dr. Caroline Karugu. And this is exactly what the CS Kinyanjui went on to say about Kenyans working in Tanzania as well.
Very many Kenyans are working within the broader East Africa, especially in areas of IT, in areas of SME, and many others. And I think we would want to continue to give Kenyans and citizens within the East Africa community an opportunity to work anywhere that opportunity presents itself.
Yeah, and so there's that little matter of EAC, right, which allows free movement of people, goods and services across the border. So there's clearly that matter that we have to contend with. But also the fact that there is a sense that this is directed at Kenyans. So anyway, perhaps we've also taken it personally because Kenya is the second trading partner. Kenya and Tanzania, of course, the first trading partner is Uganda for Kenya, and then, you know, Tanzania. followed by Tanzania. So there's quite a bit of trade that happens between Kenya and Tanzania. And maybe people are also looking at recent events that have taken place there with the deportation of certain Kenyans who were there and the torture of others, Boniface Mwangi, Agatha Tuhaire. So, but then there is the matter of the EAC, and there are some protocols there, which is why there's complaints being raised.
East Africans to enjoy being East Africa, because after all we sing our national, our East African anthem. Does it make sense that when it comes to doing business in Tanzania or in Uganda or in Kigali or in Bujumbura, then you have to be restricted? No. The longer term vision of integration incorporates a situation where business people are able to move freely across the border.